is providing Turo is providing an experience. So basically, they want you to enjoy your ride. They want you to they want when you rent our car that you give us a rating saying that it was an amazing ride. When you take pictures, you want to take pictures with like mountains in the background. You want to take pictures with beaches in the background, whatever, because you want to give that person experience. When they pick your car to rent, you want to be able to communicate with them, give great customer service. They ask a question, you want to be right on and answer their questions. Turo offers high-class exotic cars and as well as your regular cars, vans, trucks, whatever it is out there that you need, but you just need to know what's the best car for your area. Like, in California, they might have the cars with the tops that go down. Here, we would only use those only for the summer. So it wouldn't benefit you to go out there and get you one of those cars with the top that go down, because you want to enjoy it mostly in the summer. So most people are not going to rent your car. Over here, we get all the seasons. So your best bet is a nice sedan or a SUV, which I have an SUV. When listing your Turo, you need to have patience. You have to pay attention to detail, and you have to have time. And the reason why I say time is because you have to take a lot of pictures. You have to answer questions when they ask you questions. And then when you get your car back, you have to look at your car, pay attention to detail. If there's a scratch, if something is broken, you want to be able to say that or catch that so that you can charge them or let them know that this is the damage they did to your car. You don't want to miss out on any of those things. Y'all, I'm nervous. I'm trying. All right. I'm nervous.
You're right. You're doing a good job. You're doing great.
What you need to know to start, you want to get a tracker. You want to know the right insurance. You want to know Turo's car safety rules. You want to document. You want to take a lot of pictures. I don't care if it's the smallest thing. Take the picture. You want to know how to verify the person that's, your guest. You want to be able to verify who they are. Turo automatically checks their license, but, something might slip through the cracks. I've heard stories where somebody had their license was expired and it went through with Turo and they rented their car, had an accident, but Turo wouldn't pay for it because their insurance was their license was expired. So you have to make sure that you verify everything, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for all of it. And most of all, you need to know your numbers. So when I say get a tracker, you need to get a tracker that you can put in your car somewhere under the hood, somewhere where it's not noticeable, for your peace of mind. So like if the person don't bring your car back in time, you know where your car is. If your car goes missing, you can just look it up and find your car. So it's good to have a tracker on your car. What insurance to choose? Turo has 5 different insurances. I'm currently on the 60 plan because I just recently started like in July. And because I didn't really know much of anything, and the person, my friend that's on there, he said, just go ahead and do the 60 because you're covered for everything, which I'm glad I did, because towards the end of July, someone took my car and they did crash it. It wasn't a big accident, but it put my car out for about a month, because I guess with COVID, the dealership said they couldn't find parts, or the parts couldn't make it to America. So I was out of commission for a month. I couldn't rent out my car. I didn't have my car to use. So it was great that I had the 60 plan, because 60 plan also covered the days that that I had guests that were booked and they couldn't use my car. So I automatically got paid for those days, even though they couldn't use my car, where none of the other plans cover that. And I also picked the 60 plan because my car is newer. It doesn't, the others do not cover the wear and tear of your inside, your interior of your car. And I just want to make sure that my stuff is taken care of. If it was an older car or if it wasn't a brand new car, then I would probably do the 70-30. So with that plan, meaning 60-30, meaning you get the 60 and Turo gets 30%. So whatever you make, Turo gets 30% of that.
40.
Yes, I'm sorry, 40. Thank you. I was thinking about that 75. Okay. Yeah, so 60-40. Turo gets 40% of that. Turo has other fees that they charge their guests. Also, there's like a young driver's fee. So if you're under the age of 25, you get charged a fee. There's a ride fee. Like, so when they rent your car, they get their regular fee for whatever I put my car as. Let's say my car is $60 a day. Then there's Turo also charges another fee. But, you know, I watch quite a bit of videos and everybody's saying, you know, don't worry about what Turo's charging because insurance and everything else costs so much. And we can't imagine what Turo's paying out as much as, you know, they're charging out there too. So as far as insurance, so that's insurance right there. You need to know the car maintenance rules for Turo. So you have to make sure every little thing is correct with Turo. You got to make sure there are no lights on in your car. No tire pressure lights, no need oil change lights, none of that. Because if anything happens to your car, if there's a light on, we have to take a picture of the dashboard before we rent out the car. So if there's anything wrong and there's an accident, you might not get paid for that. Or they can charge you, as you can see down here, a violation fee. So you want to make sure that you're up to date with everything that's going on with your car. You want to make sure that you get your regular oil changes. You want to make sure that you check to make sure everything is working properly. Your seats move back properly. Your windshield wipers work properly. Your windows go up and down properly. You want to make sure everything works properly. You want to also document. So when you're doing Turo, you have to document everything before the person actually gets your car. So it kind of goes through the process with you. It tells you what to do, but then it stops and it says, take whatever pictures you want. So it'll tell you to take, you know, the front pictures, side pictures, rear picture, the dashboard, make sure there's fuel and take the pictures of the mileage. But then you want to go and take it a step further and take pictures of your tires, take picture of, if I have the Easy Pass in my car. So I take a picture of the Easy Pass in case it goes missing. I take a picture of everything in my car so that if something goes wrong, I can say, look, I have a picture that it was there. As a matter of fact, I have one of those in my trunk. It's I forget, it's a bar that covers the things that are in your trunk. You can pull it to cover everything that's in your trunk. And one of my guests borrowed my car and they took that part out, not for any reason. They took it just so that their kids wouldn't damage it when they had the car, and he forgot to put it in there, put it back when he returned my car. So looking back at my car, I'm like, something is missing. I couldn't tell what it was. My husband noticed right away. He was like, where's this bar thingy that? I was like, what? So I looked back at the pictures and sure enough, that bar was there. So I had to go back. And this was like 2 months later. This was, I mean, not too much. This was like 2 weeks later. This wasn't even like the next day. This was like 2 weeks later. I had to go back to the person that had my car and ask them if they had it. And sure enough, they had it. And we met up and they brought it to me. So yeah, you want to make sure you take all pictures and make sure you take close enough pictures. If you have a scratch on your car, a dent, anything like that, you want to take pictures so that they know also that you have a pre-existing issue. Verifying your guests. So when before you rent out your car, you want to make sure you verify that the person that's renting your car and the license is the same. So first you want them to send you a picture of their license and also a picture of them holding their license next to their face so that you can confirm that the picture, their face matches the picture on the license. And then you want to make sure that you look at the dates to make sure nothing is expired. And then it tells you what you can do if the guests don't show up, or for whatever reason, you have the numbers to call. This is more on the, so this is where I was telling you that Turo goes through a process with, before you can rent your car out. You can be, 24 hours before, you want to send a message to your guests, letting them know you need the pictures and what you're requiring of them, how to find your car, where the keys are going to be, and you should always make sure that you have a spare key. Don't just give them your only key. Make sure you have a spare key. And then you also want to let them know that you can delete the images afterwards. So they're not sending the pictures to me on my phone. They're sending the pictures through the Turo app. So everything that you do with Turo, you want to do it through the app. That way Turo gets to see what's going on between you and your guests. Every conversation, everything that, every picture that you're posting, Turo can see that. I had a situation where somebody rented my car and they smoked weed in my car, and I had a hard time getting that smell out. So, you can charge for that. So I charged them. They were upset that I charged them, and they said they weren't going to pay it. So luckily the conversations in the car, in Turo, said the guest was saying that, oh, I didn't smoke in your car. My sister smoked outside your car, and then they got in your car, and blah, 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 blah. So basically you're saying there was weed. How would I know if I wasn't there? So if I'm smelling it and you're verifying that your sister did smoke it, then you're getting charged for it. So because that conversation was said in the Turo app, they charged her for it. And then she gave me a bad rating. And I was upset that she gave me a bad rating. So I went back to Turo and said, I don't think it's fair that they gave me this bad rating. How can I get this taken off? And Turo agreed with me, and they took that off. Because Turo also rates you. So your guests, you want to be as nice as possible to your guests. You want to make sure your car is clean. Before I get to know your numbers, but I just wanted to say that you want to make sure that your car is clean. So we pay monthly for a cleaning company so that we can just go get our car clean whenever we want to. So we pay a certain amount, and as many times as I want to get my car clean, I can go there and get my car clean, vacuumed and everything, so that I can make sure that my car is clean for the guests. And every time the guest talks to me, I speak back to them so that they can rate me. And the better the rating you have, they can boost your numbers up. Also, you want to know your numbers. So you want to know what insurance you chose. So I chose the 60/40. You want to know the amount of days you were expecting to rent your car out. So you're adding, so let's say maybe 15, 20 days out of the month, I want to make sure that my car is rented out. And then your daily rate, if you charge $60, $70, $80 for your car, you want to know what that rate is. Your expenses, you want to you have to have your own insurance. So I have insurance here. You have to have personal insurance when you're with Turo, not just the Turo insurance, because when your car is not being rented, regardless if you just have it parked, you have to have insurance. So if something happens to your car, Turo's not going to cover it. Your insurance has to cover that. So if you're driving your car to get it to a destination, if your car is just parked and somebody runs into it, anything that happens to your car, you need to have insurance. You don't have to have a high insurance. You can just have liability insurance. I have the higher insurance because, again, my car is new. And then our cleaning fees. So I was able to find this. I hope I can click on that and it shows up here. I was able to find this this form that you can put all those numbers in, and when you put all those numbers in, it will calculate it for you. I can't. Here it goes.
Yeah, Michelle, can you go back to that link?
Yeah, you may have to hit Control Enter on that, Michelle,
Second.
to open that link.
There it goes. Huh? I don't know.
That link
It's
you were
there.
trying to open.
Can you see?
No, we're
No.
not seeing it. Maybe because you got your PowerPoint over it.
Okay.
You may have to stop screen share and then open it back up to that screen.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Screen share. Okay. So I found this, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I found this, this analysis form that you can fill out. You can put all those numbers that I mentioned, and then it will tell you what your break-even number is. So for instance, if we went through it, again, I said I had the 60/40 insurance. Let's say I want to make sure that I rent my car for 20 days a month, out of the month. And let's say my daily rate is
Oh, that didn't come out good.
$60 a day. Car monthly payment. So if you own your car, you want to make sure you put the depreciation amount. If you don't own your car and you're making payments on your car, you want to put the amount that you're making payments to every month. Let's say 300. And then your car insurance, let's say 150. And then this is the maintenance ratio. So it's like 10% if you're putting aside for any maintenance that you would need to get done to your car. And then when you click here, it breaks it down for you. So your expected revenue with Turo would be $1,200 a month, and expected monthly fees are $480. Your expected monthly expenses, $1,050. Expected profit and loss. So you're profiting $150, and they're saying to break even, this is how much you should list your car at. So I thought,
I have a question, Michelle. So the 480 is in addition to does it come out of that 1,200, or is that an additional fee?
that comes out of that 1,200,
Okay.
but it's just breaking it down so you can see.
Okay.
This is Turo's fee. This is what Turo's gonna get.
Okay.
Yeah, so it breaks it down for you.
So that breakdown there, help me understand. So that's your monthly revenue, but it's breaking down all the stuff that you put on your page one, meaning how much your car payment was going to be, and then your insurance. So after all those other expenses, and plus paying Turo, you're saying you're going to profit 150.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you pay all of that, you pay everything, and then you're really getting $150. That's if you're listing your car for this amount.
Okay.
So really though, you're really making more than that though, right? Because you're taking your car payment out of your $1,200 a month revenue. So you're taking your car payment out of that. So you're still going to be pocketing your $300 that you would have paid. So you're really going to end up with $450 a month.
Well,
True.
It's true if you own your car, but if you're making payments on your car, then you're paying that.
Okay.
She's saying by renting your car out for that 20 days a month, Turo is covering your car payment. That normal payment that you would have to pay out of pocket is now being paid by Turo.
Right.
By your guest, basically.
So then your in monthly profit would be $450 opposed just to the 150.
So basically, I'm not paying anything out of my pocket. Turo's taking care of everything.
All right, that's what I needed to hear. Okay.
And I think that's about it. For my car, so with Turo, you can meet your guests and hand over the keys. I do contactless. I don't want to meet the guests. I don't want to see them. So I just I park my car at a nice lit location, and usually at my job, or at another. I have two locations, so one is going to be at my job or at another location that's well lit, and I park my car there, and then I put my keys in the glove box, and I have what is called the a 4-day bag that you put your key into the key fob into the glove box, so that when I use my key fob outside of the car, it doesn't interact with the one that's inside the car. So I think that's about it. I hope I answered everybody's questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and ask me.
Also, real quick, the also what Turo do is they'll come up with a price for you for your car. Like if you have a Mercedes or whatever, they have an average price for that. So you don't have to like say, oh, well, I don't know how much I want to put my car on there for. They have a price set for whatever kind of car you want, the year, the make, the model. And the better your ratings, Turo will start raising the price. So if you have like good customer service, you speak to them very well, you answer their questions pretty quick, they give you a high rating, and the higher your rating, the more your car will get rented, and then Turo will raise the price. If it's $100 and you got a 5-star rating, then they'll raise it to 120, 150. They'll just keep going depending on how long you are, how good you are to your customers.
Wow, that's awesome. Great.
So-
Tag team. That's my husband, y'all.
Hi, Kelly.
Mr. Martin.
Appreciate you, man. So I got a question because, you know, I've always applaud you and Telly for the move that y'all made. Y'all been in the program, you know, a little bit of 3 months. You know, we already cleared up your credit. You know, you jumped right in and started doing the Turo. How scary was it to start? And using your own vehicles, you didn't have to leverage your credit or money. You just leveraged your personal vehicle that you already had. How scary was that? And I know you was gun ho, Michelle. So Kelly was like, wait, what? Hold on, let me catch up. But can you share that with us?
I mean, I was very nervous. But I'm I don't the word I can't think of the word at the moment.
Well,
but
she's not attached to the car, and I am, so she was fine with it.
I mean, I was
That's the
attached
easiest way
because
to
it's brand
explain
new.
it.
No, because the car is brand new. It's like, dang, I don't want somebody to beat up the car. And then my third share, the girl crashed my car. So, and then I had to go back and be like, dear, this happened, So it was kind of scary, but I had to detach myself from the car and know this is a business and I'm trying to make money. And, I don't want to get attached to this car and just let it do what it do.
So that was so Michelle, with that accident, the good thing is that even though with your own insurance, your own insurance never knew about the accident, so your insurance rate didn't go up because you used the Turo insurance, right?
Yes.
So we all know that when we have our own car insurance and we have these accidents, they like to raise your insurance, but because you took their plan. Now, does Turo require you to take that plan? Do you have to take the plan?
You have
Yeah.
to take a plan, but you can choose.
Okay.
You can choose which plan, like I showed y'all,
Right.
the 60, 75, 85, whatever, and Toro would get the lesser of the plan. So
Okay.
yeah.
So let me
Now,
ask this. Go ahead, Tally, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say also, now I had the experience of being a renter. I went with a couple friends out of town, and we was going to get a rental car. And I said, well, let's try Toro. And when I went on there, even as a renter, you have to pick an insurance.
Okay.
And they charge you a little fee, and it might be $300 out of pocket, $500 out of pocket, or you pick the high one and have nothing out of pocket, and they'll cover it.
Yeah.
So, and to go back to what she said about taking pictures and paying attention, like you really have to, because if you take pictures of your speedometer and you tell people, you can only gonna rent it for this price and you get 300 miles a day. So we had it for 4 days and the guy had it listed for 800 miles, but we went to Pennsylvania to a football game. So we went almost 1,000 miles, but because he don't pay attention, he never charged us. So he just got his flat rate for whatever, but he could have charged us another 75 for going over the mileage. Then they have, if you don't put gas, if you don't clean it out, they have a lot of different fees. I think the fee for smoking is like $200 or $50, up to $200. But they charge $50 for the girl that smoked in our car. They charge you $50. If you don't put the gas back, they charge you like $25 a gallon.
So now does that go to you or does that go to Turo?
That one,
That one goes to us. That goes to you.
yeah, that goes to us.
Okay,
So-
so all, okay,
So we'll get the flat rate of $100 plus $50 because you smoke, and then another 20 if you don't put the gas, and it can go up. So you can go from renting the car for 300 to 600.
okay. And then, so from a renter's perspective, are you required to take pictures as well? Or do
Yes.
you do that just for your own due diligence?
Yes, you go through the Turo app and you have to take those exact same pictures that she took from, they have the app. You can follow along and it'll say, take pictures of the front, the side, the rear,
Okay,
any stains on the seat, you open the trunk, to take picture of the trunk, take a picture of the speedometer. So if something happened, he say, well, you spilled coffee on my seat. If you didn't take the pictures, Turo just gonna automatically reward him the money because you don't have your proof. He has his proof.
right. And then what are the year requirements for vehicles? Like, does it have to be a certain year, like 2012 and up? Or is it,
They can't be more than 12 years old.
okay, 12 years
Yeah.
old? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm so sorry I'm bombarding you with these questions, but I just
No,
want
that's
to
all right.
know.
That's all right. I
There's a
wanted to,
mileage, there's a mileage also, a cap on mileage on your car as well, as far as
Yeah.
how many miles are on your car. So it's the year and mileage.
Okay,
Mhm.
There's a high
It's the
mileage.
same
It's
like
not-
Uber.
Yeah,
It's the same
it's
as
a high-
Uber.
high.
If you wanted to use Uber,
yeah,
if you wanted to use your car as Uber instead of Turo or Uber Eats and make that money, there's also a year and mileage on that too.
right, exactly.
What are they considering high mileage?
I think it was like 140,000, if I'm not mistaken.
So the newer the car, you're not going to have that many miles. The older the car, don't want it basically over 140,000 because right at that time, it's more of a liability car than actually a usage car basically.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
car that I
Mhm.
got, it had like 120 on it,
Hmm.
but the guy was given 800 miles, and I mean, unfortunately, he didn't. But you have a certain time too that you can go back and say, hey, you went over the mileage. I think it's like 40 days or something. He can go back. But I mean, if
Okay.
you ain't paying attention and say you rent it every week, you could kind of figure it out, but you're gonna have to do a lot of math to figure out who was the last person to go over the mileage. But I don't think
Well,
this guy cared.
I want to make sure there's clarity too. So when we're talking about the 140,000, that's the cap on your car, the odometer.
Mhm.
So you can't operate the car after, I think it's 140,000 miles.
Right. You can't list it.
And it's not and or, well, it is kind of like and or. So 12 years, it's 12 years or the 140,000. So you can have a car that's a 2018 and got 140,000 miles. If so, then the car is out.
Okay. Good information. So does anybody else on the call have a question?
Yeah,
for
I
the-
do.
Everybody do. Yeah.
Quick,
Go ahead.
quick question. It's Jonas. Quick question for you guys. So I have a lease. I'm leasing a car, so I'm trying to figure out, is it best to try to finance a car to do this? Because leasing, they actually track you on the mileage, when you return the car.
Mhm.
So I'm worried about that. So I'm thinking maybe it would be better if I was to do this with a car that I'm financing. I mean, I'm just checking with you guys. Do you guys have more than one car? Are you leasing and financing, or just financing?
Well, we only have one car, but I would suggest financing it over leasing it because of the mileage that you're gonna accrue on your car. But with leasing it, you can get a newer car when your lease is when your lease is up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So wear and tear, you can upgrade your car.
So can I ask this
Okay.
question based off of what Jonas just said? Because he's thinking about doing the lease, can you actually in your price include the mileage overage so that you are not per se charged that overage? Or is the price actually set? So the price set by Turo, can you raise it? Or is it that's it?
Yes. So with Turo, they have where they can give you a gauge price. So let's say they're saying your car is between $35 a day and $80 a day.
Okay.
And you can let Turo do the pricing. So they'll start it at 35 and every month go up $5 based upon your ratings. Or you can go and customize your own pricing and say, I just want to go and put my car in there for $50. But you also want to go on Turo and look at other cars that are the same and similar to yours and see what they're putting theirs up, because you do want your cars get rented out. You don't want to just go in there and charge $100 a day and everybody that has your car is charging $60 a day. They're never going to take your car.
Yeah, because I
And
have a
you
friend. I have a friend that he has a Jeep on there, and the Jeeps are going like 110 a day, and he put his on there for $70, and he has double the rentals that the other people have. It's the exact same Jeep, but because his is lower, he gets more rentals. He's getting 10, 15 rentals to every 3 or 4 that they get, because some people care about they attach to the car, so they want to make the most money as possible, so they raise the price over what Toro suggests.
And you can definitely charge for mileage. So you can charge for incidents up to 45 days. So my car is on there, but I only have I think 600 miles or something like that they can is it 600? I think it's 600 or 400, one of those. If they go over that, then they have to pay me for it. They have to pay me a certain percentage. It could be 35 cents a mile or whatever it is, 40 cents a mile. And then I charge them for that. So you can get your money back for the mileage that they're putting on your car, as well as tolls, tickets, whatever. You charge them for the incident and you get paid right away for that.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, that's me again. Telly, I have one real talk. How do you feel about your car after it was in an accident? I mean, I think I would have been crying on the floor. I mean, real talk.
Well, it wasn't too bad. It was like a fender, kind of a fender bender. It looked like maybe she hit like a fire hydrant or something, and it took out the front light. I mean, it still hurt me, but it don't hurt her. She's all
Yeah,
right.
but
She's
at
not
the
attached
same,
to it.
yeah, but at the same time, y'all got a rental while Toro provided you a rental at no cost while the repairs is being done. So you're not really losing anything. But
Right.
if anybody don't have any more questions for them before I say this,
Well, before
I
you,
have one more, brother Saber. I have one question.
yes, sir. Go away.
My question is, if you go with the 60-40 split with insurance, what happens if the car is totaled out? How is that handled?
So Toro is going to pay you for what the car is worth, I believe.
Yeah,
But, right. But if you yeah, I think it's they're going to pay you what it's worth on there. So if you owe on that car, you're going to have so that's when your insurance, your personal insurance would be there to cover the so let's say you bought the car for 15,000 and Toro says your car is worth 12. Now your insurance will cover that other 3 because Toro's only going to give you 12 for that car.
Yeah, your insurance will cover the gap.
Yes.
Well, how do you explain that to your insurance about how it was crashed and how that was handled when somebody else was driving your car that wasn't on your personal insurance plan?
Honestly, I don't know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Isn't it uninsured?
Go ahead, Raquel. It might be an uninsured motorist.
I was thinking uninsured motorists.
Yeah, it might be. I know a lot of times when I get my insurance, they're going to ask you, is it going to be used for ride sharing, Toro, Ubers, and all stuff like that. So if you tell them yeah at the beginning, I'm pretty sure they're going to have that coverage in there for you. But again, I don't know. Your insurance may be higher. So some people, I'm down south, so it's kind of a little cheaper for us than insurance. Up top, up north, I know insurance is like a mortgage payment. So
have a lie.
yeah.
So Saber, before you take over the call, I just wanted to introduce The other coach that just came on, Rosie's on the call. Rosie, say hello, wave, hi.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I was late tonight. I was on another
Mm.
business call, but love y'all.
That's all right. Just wanted to put your name with the face. That's all. So she's one of the she's the a coach and the membership chair. So if you're interested in the program and you want to become a member of the program where you get the personal coaching and additional information, please reach out to Rosie at rosie@demirifunding.com. So without further ado, we want to give this call over to the man of the hour who we introduced earlier, Mr. Sabor Mary. This call is now in your hands, sir.
I was going to do a PowerPoint, but since it's a little bit over an hour, I don't know if y'all are interested in that. But I do want to. I see Nicosia on here. I think she's our youngest person on this call, so I definitely want to give her congratulations, Nicosia. She's a young lady that came into this program. And like Michelle and Telly, they came in gun ho. She's has paid off so much debt this week. I mean,
Yes.
literally, I got on the call with her, and I'm like, wow, I'm so amazed at her. So I just want to say congratulations to you, Nicosia. We are watching you. We know you're going to do big things. She's looking to buy a house coming up soon. So I'm definitely proud of her. Rochelle and Armando has a couple of deals I've got to go over this week that they found from one of the Crest Corps. So I appreciate y'all for y'all hard work and due diligence on that end. I just want to mention to everybody, the reason I had Michelle and Telly drop their information is because we have so many people that comes in this program, and this program is about changing your life, of course. I'm not here to hold your hand. My coach is not here to hold your hand. We're here to give you that push and that shove and the guidance. You know, it's very important that people understand this. It's way heavy on my heart this week to the point that I was actually literally thinking about shutting this program down and my business down. And you know, Renee and Rosie, they called me and they prayed over me and they like, boy, you're changing lives. You know, but my thing was, we had this call. It started out as a place for investors and potential business owners to meet and have a safe space. But at the same time, we realized so many people out there needed this information about how to leverage and create passive income for their families. You know, so but at the same time, sometimes it's a burden on me. You know, I have 2 online businesses. I have my own business, and then I do this call. Like literally, I used to run from rehab 2-3 hours away from my house just to be back home to be present on these calls. And sometimes I feel like the people that take the information are not moving. But then, you know, it was a reminder this week by everybody that sent me their calls and their love and their thank you that I am doing something for people, and that people are actually moving and taking steps forward. So, and that's why I asked Michelle to speak, because I wanted people to bear witness of things they're doing in their life to improve their lives. You know, not only that, they're improving the lives of others. So I just want to say again, Michelle, thank you, and Shelly for your time and service for that. And we have to get moving. You know, we all as a group have to get moving. Me and my coaches, we are here to give you the guidance, to give you the blueprint. I'm not here to give you a handout. You know, I've actually had somebody that called and asked me for a certain amount of money. I'm not going to put them on blast. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you my money. That's not what we do. I'm trying to teach you how to fish. I'm not giving you the fish, you know? And that's what we want out of this program. We want partnerships. I don't want anybody asking me for nothing, you know? Like literally, if you was a person like, you know, and nobody, no offense to anybody in the call, but if you was a person like, you know, Rosie or Renee or Danielle, they call me and ask me for something, I wouldn't think second guess about it, because they put my name out there. They blast this company. They blast me, you know, they blast to make sure this company is growing. But I don't know you. You don't even say my name on your social media account, but you're gonna call me and ask me for $10,000, $20,000. You know, I mean, to me, it's like, it makes no sense. You know, so it weighs on my heart. It's heavy sometimes, because I know that people need this information, but at the same time, I know that people won't get started. So my topic was tonight. My PowerPoint was tonight was actually about doubting, and it was the self-doubting that stops everybody from actually moving and growing. You know, we doubt ourselves so much that even though if this information is given to you, oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, you know, this can't be real, you know. even to the point that you've seen the results on your own self. Your credit scores have changed. You have passive income. You paid off this debt and things like that. But now you go back to that old mindset, and you're scared to move forward. You're getting scared of your success. You're getting scared that you start doubting yourself. So it really worries me, especially us as a people. I've said this before. African Americans in this country only make up 2% of African Americans in this country make over $100,000 a year. Latin Americans and Latinos only make up 0.5 of those make over $100,000 a year.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, I was talking to Sabor about the program, and it kind of made me feel kind of bad too, because every Friday we come on this call and we give everybody this information, right? So it's almost like you go to the gym, you want to lose this weight, right? You hire a trainer, and the trainer tells you what to do, how to do it, what to eat, so you can be successful in your weight gain loss. But you don't do the steps, you don't eat what you're supposed to, you don't exercise, and then you're upset because you haven't lost the weight. But that falls on you as the individual. So we have to take the steps. We have the blueprint. We just have to follow it. It doesn't come any easier than this. How many people honestly and truthfully has said over the years, like, how are these people making this money? How are they getting rich? Right? And we wanted to know. And this guy, Sabor, has provided us with a tool and a strategy to be able to do that. I wouldn't have been able to pay my debt off the way that I was paying it traditionally. I'm so grateful for Velocity Banking. Like, I don't even know what to do. So that's why when I get on these calls on Friday nights, I am pumped up. I'm pumped. Y'all can, when I come on here, I be on fire. Whoa, my adrenaline be so high because I believe in it, because it's worked for me. I mean, okay, so I'm just gonna be transparent. I'm just gonna tell you, I had a lot of debt. I'm a single mother. I put my son through college. I got myself through college. I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans out there. I have credit cards. I live by myself. I paid $1,100 in rent. I work 16 hours a day when I just started going back to work, and I'm working all these hours, and I was still making, but there was no way that I was paying these bills off the way that I'm paying them off using this Velocity Banking. So not only does Velocity Banking help me lower my debt, but it's giving me a sense of pride and a sense of things that I know I can accomplish because I follow the steps, right? I listen to my coach. I call my coach, Sabor, okay, this is what's going on. And I just do what he tells me to do. And I get the results. And I'm just saying to the people on here, if you have the information, a lot of people, I mean, we charge for this program, but nowhere near of what people out there are charging you. And they're not even giving you the information that you're receiving here. So please don't take this for granted. Use it to your advantage, right? When they say you see an opportunity, you're supposed to take it. Take the opportunity, make the moves, do what you have to do. Don't be the horse just go to the water. Be the horse that go to the water and then drink it. So be in the present, do it, and you will not regret it. I promise you. I am so grateful for this program. I'm grateful for the partnerships. I'm grateful for the mentorships. And not only that, but the friendships that I developed out of this program, right? Not only just personal, but business relationships. So don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Just move. Just
bring that fire, girl. Bring that fire.
I am so pumped up because I have my board here. I wish I can show. I'm gonna show you. I have to show you. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is my board. I look at my board every day, and this is my stuff that I have, what I pay, what I don't. And this is the stuff that I'm working on. And I'm telling you, Velocity Banking is making it possible for me to get that debt pay down. And I'm just very, 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 very grateful for the information. I just take the steps and I do it in confidence. I have to get out of this fear of what's going to happen, of what's going to be, but I don't know until I take the risk to do it. We get so in this mindset, we stay conservative because this is what we know. but you got to kind of come out that shell, break through that egg, and just move.
Everybody unmute yourself and just start shouting, yeah!
Yeah. Yeah, she on fire right now. She
I
on
am just like
fire right now. She on
because
fire.
I am because
That's my coach.
I'm
Just
telling
proud.
you, how many books have you read, right? And you reading the books, but they don't really, they tell you, okay, this, but they don't give you the full disclosure. How many webinars have you been on? They don't give you full disclosure. How many people have you talked to? They tell you, but they don't give you full disclosure. In this program, man, you get the meet on Fridays, and then you get the full disclosure with your coach. They tell you step by step what to do and how to do it. And there's no way if you're getting all this information, that's like somebody say, here's $1 million. I need you to go to the bank, fill out the deposit slip, and deposit it into your account. You would make the move to do it, right? Because you got the money, you know how to go to the bank, you go fill out the slip, you go put that money in the bank. You just gotta do the steps and do it and be committed and follow what they tell you to do. And I guarantee you, and I promise you, your life will change.
I was on a business call tonight and someone said something pretty profound, and that was take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime during a lifetime of the opportunity. Take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime during a lifetime of the opportunity. And the other thing that they said was poor is passing over opportunity repeatedly.
Yes, that is true.
That is really
And
true.
that comes from a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fear that hinders our success because we are scared to move. We get that analysis paralysis and all that crazy stuff, and we just think everything is going to be a failure, everything is a scam, and we just don't move as a people. You know, it's crazy. You know, even for me, like I was riding with somebody earlier today, and they were like, "Man, for y'all to have money, y'all not really flashy, but y'all buy expensive cars, but y'all not really flashy." And I said, "Unfortunately, I think if I was flashy, my business would grow much more because our people want flash, they want bling. You know, you ever read the book How to Sell a Brand to a Negro, and it's always, you know, what I mean, it's just crazy how we buy, we get the flash and the bling and stuff like that. You know, so I don't know, y'all. This week was really hard on me, and you know, Renee and Rosie helped me from jumping off the edge. So I thank y'all both for that. I needed those prayers and stuff like that. So
I think we need to add that acronym to somewhere in our declaration, that POUR acronym, passing over opportunities repeatedly. So we can always keep that mindset that in our forefront every week so that we can keep reminding our members and people that come on this call not to pass over these opportunities over and over and over and over. I don't know, we can talk about that, but I think that's something great that we need to add to what we do on Fridays.
Put it in your slide. Put it in your slide.
So with that, I want to ask everybody on the call. I give y'all a challenge this week, right? So there's a website called Prosper. Prosper is a self-lender. It's peer-to-peer lending. So if Rosie came to me and asked me to borrow $100, I can go over there and fund her. Most of the times on Prosper, it's PROSTER, prosper.com. You can look it up. It's called peer-to-peer lending. You can open up an account with the minimum of $100. This is my challenge. Everybody that has a credit card or everybody has $100 available, I ask this. My challenge is for you to go open up a Prosper account. Prosper is peer-to-peer lending. You can buy micro loans for $25. I'm just asking for a minimum of $100. Your commitment to yourself and your family. If you think that you can actually, if you want to actually create a passive income, you can actually buy microloans. It's a lower loan on a lower scale of what we do now. You know what I'm saying? As far as buying mortgage loans, buying mortgage notes. That's my challenge to everybody on the group here.
Michelle has her hand raised.
I just wanted to say, just to let you know how wonderful this program is. Over the weekend, my husband and I, we were at a family member's house and we were telling them what we were doing. And, they were like over talking us. Oh yeah, I know. I've been doing this. Da, da, da. I fixed my own credit. Da, 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 da. And then they pull out a stack of credit cards and a stack of credit cards. And when I tell you they had a stack of credit cards and they didn't even have $10,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Enough said. I didn't even say no more. And I just was like, oh, okay. And I just left that. And, I had to let them know, you have all those cards and I have this minute little, the amount of 5 fingers that I have, and I have more than what you have. Come on. Pushing 50,000. And their jaw dropped.
I'm sure. So Michelle, with that being said, what you just said there, just so people know, you've been doing the program for how long?
Since I think July.
Right, since July. And
Yeah,
you
going on 4 months.
4 months. And so, not to put your business really out there, you don't have to be exact, but estimated, like what was your lines of credit total when you started the program?
1,200? No, 1,000.
1,000.
I had a car for 200.
200. Okay, so 1,000. And you've been in the program for about 4 months, and you have how much in credit line right now?
Pushing 50,000
in 4 months.
4 months.
So
and my husband started with a credit score of what, 440 or something like that.
And where are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
We're still working on his, but he's like 680 something, and Michelle's Michelle's in the 700 club. Those are my clients.
So, well, since you said
coach, that's my coach, y'all.
That's great.
That's right. So I just wanted to point that out so people know that it does work and that you don't have to be afraid to take steps. Like, just take the step. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that you end up where you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we not to put the other person down, but it was just the fact to show that if the person, oh, I did it on my own. Oh, and then we're like, well, the coach told us, you need to do this, this, and that. You should come join the group. Oh, I don't need to. I did it on my own. And I used to own a house, and the person was bragging about all the stuff that they did on their own, and you still in the same spot. Like, it's been, and she had, I mean, not to put her business out, but she had about 15, 20 credit cards, and they didn't even equal 10,000 together. So, and she's like, she wasn't like putting velocity banking down, but she was saying that she knows. And all this time, a lot of people say they know, but if you can't make it work, then you don't know. Like you said, they're not giving all the information. They're getting bits and pieces. And she's like, oh, I know I could send letters out and da da da. Well, how you still ain't moving?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Because
like
they don't know what to do. So you can go and learn how to go and do some credit repair, right? A lot of people do that, but they don't know what goes beyond that, right? So they need to be in a room with people like Sabor, who has all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of it, so that they can go higher, right? So it's not just about getting credit cards, because if any of us wanted to go pick up a book, learn, whatever, we can do our own credit repair possibly, right? We're not just about credit repair. We're about creating generational wealth. And that's the part that they're missing, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly. That was.
What'd you say, Raheem? Raheem was like, preach.
That's right. Oh, that's Raquel downstairs with Raheem.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. Well, that was our big thing. We was like you don't have no money, but you're living on your credit card. She don't have any money. Like, she's not velocity banking. She just you had a good credit score, and you still don't, but you don't have money, and you only have up to 10,000 in credit. But I don't know. She knows, but she's not putting it to use. And we try to get her to come and join the group, but
So
it goes back to the poor acronym, right? It goes back to the poor acronym, passing over opportunity repeatedly. And unfortunately, you can't do much about that until they see that you're actually doing even more. And then they'll want to know what you're doing.
So I hate to do it to her, but I'm going to put Nikosha on blast real quick. Nikosha, can you just unmute yourself?
Nicosia, is it okay if she put you on blast?
She kind of knew I
Of
was going to
course, of
call on her,
course.
but for something different. But the reason I wanted her to come on is because Nicosia came to our group and she got connected through to however she did. But she said to me, and Nicosia, you can kind of explain the way that you told me about it. Somebody told her about velocity banking. How did that go, Nicosia? Because I want to tell it right.
Oh yes. So I was on YouTube and I kept seeing stuff about velocity banking. So I went and I just YouTubed it. And I don't know the man name, but I was following his videos and he was talking about it. So then I reached out to him and asked him about it, and he was telling me, "Oh yeah, you can velocity bank your car payment to get your car loan out the way." And that sounded good to me because I was tired of paying my car note. My car note was like almost about $400 a month, and I was like, I could be doing something else with this money. This could be food money. But basically, he told me just to send my car note information, like the interest, how much I pay, how much I have on it, and he could show me how to velocity bank it with the credit card that I have. I have a secured credit card. It's Capital One for $500. And he was like, yeah, you can velocity bank it with that. But he never gave me like the full details of it. And I was trying to figure it out, but I kind of messed up. So that's how my credit usage went up.
So
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
so basically, I was in Desi Arnaz group, and I was trying to invest in mortgage notes, and basically he was telling me about note brokering. So that's how I found out about this group, because he was like, yeah, you can do note brokering. You can go to this group and you can learn. So that's when I came on a call one Friday, and that's when y'all was talking about note brokering and velocity banking. And I was like, oh, I heard velocity banking before. So then I ended up staying because it sounds interesting. I like how y'all explain things, and y'all been actually helping me out because I'm seeing a difference.
Yeah,
And
you
you've been
pay.
in a program how long? 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, also paid off my car.
In 2 weeks, she's paid off her car and her credit card. So
Yes.
I just had her come on just
Go
to
girl.
tell you, right?
Yes, no car note over here.
So yeah, I just wanted her to get on it so that you understand. Like, you can go to people and they can give you some stuff, but they're not giving you what we're getting on this call.
Yeah,
Like,
they give you bits and pieces.
bits and pieces. But you're, and so I just this call is just, you don't understand like the magnitude of what we have here. So Nicosia, thank you for letting me put you on the spot. I really just wanted people to understand like what we have here. And like she said, don't pass over this opportunity again.
Thank you, Nicosia. Jeff,
You're
you there?
welcome.
You there, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Okay, so I want to. Most of y'all probably heard Jeff speak before, but I want to introduce him to those that don't know. He is my little brother. He's my headache. But he started.
Hey,
he
Hey,
started.
what's going on? How you doing?
He started velocity banking. It took me same thing with Brandon and beating them in the head, trying to get them to understand how to leverage their properties and their credit. So Jeff bought his first house at 19. Right out of school. He had that property after he moved out. He actually had it rented. So, I started trying to teach him about velocity banking. He ended up paying that property off. He had 100% HELOC. So now he has way more properties now. But what he was able to do is he has how much is your line of credit now? Like 180?
180.
Yeah, so he has $180,000 line of credit. He bought a brand new house. So he bought a brand new house that was over 500. He took 100,000 and dropped it down on principal only on the first month payment, kill almost all that interest. And he's been velocity banking. He'll have that house paid off, $500,000 house paid off in 7 years.
We'll probably make it. I'll make it 3, bro. Make it 3.
Yeah, he's working harder now. Yeah, make it. And I mean, the house is beautiful, y'all. You know, I have my other little brother on there, Frankie. He's working on his too. So you know, we're uh, but go ahead, Jeff. Introduce yourself. I'm sorry. I just, you know, they're my biggest supporters, though, and I just want y'all to know there's people that listen to me.
Everybody have me listed. They have me listed probably on here as Samuel. So you know, maybe everybody that know me don't call me Jeff and things like Samuel is my business name, my alter ego, I guess I can say. But anyway, yeah, I've been working hard. I mean, I work hard all my life. You know, trying to grind and just try to, you know, I just always felt like there was always something better in life, you know. And then growing up, me and Al, you know, our father was in the service, so we kind of moved around a lot, in the military and stuff like that, different family houses, different countries, things like that. And just, you know, we grew up kind of quick. You know, we had to grow up kind of quick because it was just him and myself. And we always just knew that we all went through our trials and tribulations, but we knew there was things better out there for us, you know. And through our trials and tribulations came, you know, our successes in life and our fall downs and things of that nature too. I mean, there's times in our life that our credit's been like, you know, in the toilet, you know, not even knowing and thinking about what's going on. And to where we are now on top of the world, you know, as far as credit, you know, we haven't reached to our milestones or to the pivotal points we want to be in life, but we are, you know, we're getting there. But our credit is on point, and you know that's the biggest thing. And you know, for a long time, my success came through like real estate, you know, through trial and error and through heartaches and pain. Again, really heartaches and pain, blood, sweat, and tears, literally blood, sweat, and tears. I got in a bike accident, and that's how I became a landlord. You know, so it's life throws you for a lot of different, you know, little different avenues that you have to, and obstacles you have to basically overcome. Well, like my brother said, he was talking about velocity banking for a while. But my mentality was still set on, you know, like we do, work hard for what you need to grind, you know, stack your money away, then you go get what you need, you know. I fell into some credit traps at times, will use credit cards for everything, but not using it in the right way. You know what I mean? Just robbing Peter to pay Paul, kind of in a sense. But after a while, he kept telling me about it. I was like, all right, man. So I looked at it. The concept was there, and I got it, but I didn't get it. So I had to really like sit down and think about it. And it's like put it on a piece of paper. Like, hold on, let me see what he's saying, you know. And then, you know, the other things I heard about, like debt stacking, all kind of other different techniques and stuff like that you can use to get out of debt. But I started to think about it, and I actually pulled the trigger, and I started to do it. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, so I see it, and there's all kind of naysayers. The biggest naysayer is going to be the people right in your own household, spouse. You know, my mother stays with me too, so the mother, you know, she's saying one thing, now she even doing it. Just people that don't understand. When people don't really understand something, they just stray away from it and saying, "Oh yeah, I know," or they just like, "Nah, I don't want to take that risk," you know. But there really is no risk if they really think about it, they do it. So I basically pulled the trigger on it, and I started doing it on the property that I had before this one. That is my personal property. I stayed in a Velocity Bank. I paid that off. I had some student loans that was from the 90s. I paid those things off. I paid if y'all like cars, I got an M6 BMW convertible. I paid that joint off, and it just there's so many different things. And my credit score at that time was good, but then it jumped up to great, you know, and it made more sense to me than now, you know what I mean? So not only was I stacking more money, stacking more dough, putting more money in my investment accounts, you know, I started getting smart about that. And I think people that heard me speak before heard me talk about this aspect, you know, as far as your investments. And when people don't think about it, when you open your Roth IRAs, you know what I mean, when you open in your investment accounts every year, it's hard to like stack away. Let me put $100 here, away $100 here. No, don't do that. Velocity Bank that joint. Take the money out for you, your husband, you know what I mean, or your vice versa, and put that money down. So for me, at the beginning of the year, I take 20 grand. You know what I mean? I put it, 21 actually, but I fund my wife's IRA, I fund my RA, I fund both my kids' UGMAs at the beginning of the year. And I just Velocity Bank that money and just pay it off in like a month or so, you know. And that way their investments are done for the year. So they can gain all their interest, you know, all throughout that time. So my point is, I mean, I can ramble on and go on about so many different avenues and so many different ways you actually lose Velocity Banking once you wake yourself up to it. Even for somebody that was as quote unquote successful as I was I still was ignorant to the knowledge as far as how to leverage my debt, to my advantage. And that's what velocity banking to me has been all about, and it has taken me to another level that I didn't think I could be in, and it's been great. It's been awesome. So I don't know what else to say.
I think you said a mouthful with that. I like the idea that you use velocity banking to fund your IRA. Like, how many people would have thought of that traditionally? Like, we wouldn't have even thought about that concept without doing this velocity banking, right? So it's an opportunity for you to use debt to make money.
Yep.
Like, and velocity bank it down. Like, that's like ingenious.
Like, hey, Frank in the car. Hey, I went up there a couple of weeks ago. I tell y'all no lie, these mothers got just checks laying around on the table. They don't even deposit them yet. I'm like, my money going right in the checking account. Like, they just got laying around and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is crazy now. Like, we literally would never thought about doing this when we were younger. You know what I mean? Like, you got 4 or 5 checks just laying around on the table. Like, I'm like, you gonna deposit that? Like, I'm having tell him, Frankie. I'm like, I'm having a nervous breakdown right now.
I don't know. It changed your mindset about money. You know what I mean? When you can able to go out there, there's nothing that I can't say that I can't go out and get if I wanted it. You know what I mean? And same thing for my children. And it's like I can just go out and get. I'm very disciplined now in life, and I've been through so many trials and tribulations. But I know that I can go get it, and I don't worry about that money. I have, like I said, at the beginning of the year, everything is funded. You know what I mean? And I just want to elaborate on that real quick. For I don't know if people know about the market and know about mutual funds and ETFs and things of that nature. The average, basically, rate of return from the history of the stock market is about 9 to 12% a year. You know what I mean? If people know about HELOCs and things like that, the average interest rate on the HELOCs is 2%. If you're looking at interest rate, you really don't have to worry about interest rate if you're policy banking. I'm just saying, if you're comparing apples to apples, if I'm putting my money into an investment account, I'm making 9 to 12. Well, mine's made 32 last year, but I'm just saying 9 to 12%, and then I'm using the bank's 2% to go and fund it. So it's a win-win situation if you really look at it. And I hope I ain't throwing too much out there for you guys, but just research and look at it. Or talk to Sabor, or I'll be happy to to chat with you guys still.
And I was going to mention that too. For some reason, I'm glad you said it. It was early on my mind early this week. If anybody, I was walking the dog and it just hit me. If anybody has 401ks or IRAs, and especially the 401ks, if you have a W-2 job and you're only making like 9 to 12%, please reach out to me. I can actually show you how to make 32 to 62% on your returns. Because you're more likely you're doing the plan, select the plan and just riding with it. But if you go through and do your own selections, I can actually show you how to do your own selections and how to modify that every year so that you can actually continuously have a higher return. I have people that I know they had good money in there, like 150, 200K. And I went through it and showed them how, and their return this year, they called me and it was actually 62% on the year to date. So I definitely can show y'all how to do that if you have 401k.
That could be our next class, teach.
Yes, sure.
We got together another program, so that's something that we're including.
Okay, let me shut up then. Ain't gonna make it a program.
Okay,
But yeah.
don't forget to talk about the business part of it, what you're doing.
Oh yeah, so we have
when you're done, it don't have to be now. I didn't want to cut you. I just wanted to remind you.
Okay, no, that's fine. Everybody knows that we have a 3-day business course that's coming up. It's going to be a 5-hour business course for 3 days consecutively, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming up. And we want to push it for December now, Rosie. It's going to be, we're going to push it for the first week of December. Well, it was supposed to be November, but we're moving. So we want to give us a month to get situated in our new home. So it's going to be like December the 15th. I think it is. I got to look at the date. But it's December the 15th. It's going to be, Rosie had the cost, $5.99 or something like that for 3 days?
Yes, sir.
$5.99. We're going to go over starting.
More information will be coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be, I have the outline for you guys. I'm putting the pretty little flyer together and all that stuff like that I'll post on the private Facebook group.
For anyone that wants to do a business, this is the course for you. This is a rapid one that'll get you going right away. And then, of course, we have our levels of the program. So if you want to be in, well, a lot of you are already getting ready to go into the business section of our program, which it is a different fee. It's not a whole lot more, but it is a different fee. So you can move to the next level. We don't want to keep you at trying to build your credit forever because that's going to be done. But we want to also get you prepared to start, like he was talking about earlier, creating that passive income. So, but Tabor is going to have a lot of information coming out for you for that rapid one that will be coming up. It'll be from A to Z to get you going with your new business, get your business started so that you can begin to create that passive income right away. And how many people know that success loves speed? Success loves speed. So speed up.
Jonas just made the 700 Club. He sent me a text message. He didn't tell the group.
Congratulations, Jonas.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Awesome work.
So it is 9:30. I did kind of inform you guys that we would go over a little bit this Friday. So if Rosie or Sabor or anybody else doesn't, Danielle, have anything else they want to add at this point, we're gonna just dismiss the call, and then we'll see you guys all next week, Friday. Invite people to this call. Don't be shameful. Brag about this program.
Thank you. And I thank you all, and I love you all. Okay, I just want to appreciate. It was a hard week for me. I thank Rosie and Renee for talking me off the edge about closing this down. But another thing, somebody just texted me and asked me if they do not want to do Turo, can they give them a suggestion what to do with cars? Here's my suggestion. You want to look up the #1 selling car in your area, or the #1 selling car. Okay. You want to look between 1,000 to 4,500. All right. Craigslist is a good place to go to. You'll just put in 4,500 as the maximum, and then on the filters, you'll go from high to low, so you can see the higher cars. You have a credit line, and you have a credit card now. You know how to liquidate your credit cards now. You'll go in there and say, hey, I have $1,000 for that $4,500 car that they're asking for, right? Once and they agree to it, you'll buy that car from them for $1,000 by liquidating one of your credit cards. Now you take that same car, get it detailed for $100, and put it back out there for $45 on the streets, right in front of your house somewhere that you can see. You let somebody negotiate, even if you get it for $3,000, you just made a 100% ROI. Take that same $3,000 now and go buy another car, double your money. Go look for a car that's $6,000, $7,000. And if you continuously do that, and cars are selling like hotcakes right now. Plus, you want to get you want to look to see what's the #1 selling car. Okay, and more than likely it's going to be a Honda Accent. I don't know why those cars are selling like that. Honda Elantras and Honda Accents. I already know. I'm just telling you to do it for yourself. I want you to do your own research. Okay, then you take that same $3,000 that you just made off that, and now you want to go back to the same Craigslist and negotiate with somebody that has a car for $7,000, $8,000, and say, hey, I have $3,000. Get you another car, sell it for that price that they were selling on the street. In Connecticut, I think me and Rosie spoke. You're only allowed to do 4 a year.
Yes.
For a year. But in most other states, there's no cap on it. You don't even have a realtor license. A license to sell any vehicle.
Dealer license.
Yeah, you don't have a dealer license. You don't need a dealer license in Connecticut. They just put a cap on the number. But no state will require a cap. So that way you'll end up having you continuously do that in 2 to 3 months, you'll have a $20,000 return. And that's the simple hustle.
That's also, I'm telling you, when we come on this call on Friday nights, we get some good nuggets, really good nuggets.
Yeah, but again, this group is about pulling triggers, y'all. This group is about creating passive income. You have to do the work. I'm gonna give you the tools. I'm gonna give you the blueprint, but you have to. I am not gonna hold your hand and be your. You have to. I'm telling you, this is for your family. And both of my brothers are on here. None of us will be where we are successful in our life if we waited for somebody to give it to us.
That's right.
Everybody knows Tim Crane. Tim Crane gave me the blueprint, but it was up to me to go out and buy my own properties. It was up to me to pull Rosie and Renee and all my other partners into our partnerships. It was up to me to make sure everybody on this call and everybody succeed. It's up to me, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to, and vice versa. Now it's up to you. It's up to you to pay it forward. It's up to you to make sure you provide for your family. It's up to you to make sure that your wife and you can sleep comfortably at night without having to worry about the fear of money or how I'm going to pay my bill. It's all on y'all now, you know. So I made my bag. I'm still making my bag. So it's up to y'all to start making your bag and paying it forward, you know. So
That's
please,
true.
please, please take the lessons that we're teaching you and go out and get it, please.
Was your brother going to say something, your other brother, or did he already?
No, I don't think he's gonna talk.
So I just wanted to piggyback off of what you said, right? You said you pulled me and Rosie in. But we had to say yes to make the move, because you could tell us all day, okay, come on, y'all, let's partner up, let's do this, do this, do this. But if we didn't say yes, we wouldn't have been able to get those 2 properties in Tennessee, right? We wouldn't have been able to move. We had to say yes, we pulled the trigger. And I am so glad that we did.
Yes. Yes.
I am so glad that we did.
Yes.
So that's why I tell you, this debt weapon program, it means the world to me. I am grateful. I mean, I am grateful to do that. I'm grateful. I could have never bought no 2 houses in Tennessee with my credit score that I had, but through this program and with the things that I've been learning and the things I've been doing, I was able to do that. And I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do another one. I'm ready. So
And I just want to, yo, bro, I want to touch on one little other thing that we talked about the other day, though, just real quick. One thing about it, you know, you said about pulling the trigger and doing things, but also is going to be once you set your blueprint up, you got to follow it. I mean, you have to start from your foundation. You know, some people want to start in the middle, some people want to start up top. No, you have to start from the bottom before you actually trip up a little bit, get yourself in order. I think somebody was speaking about somebody was telling them about velocity banking and how to pay the car off, and then they tripped up. I mean, that was a learning lesson. It was a good trip up. You know what I mean? So she made it successful to the point of where she is now, in order to have everything paid off. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to come up with this thing like you just creating this new project, this new game. No, start from the bottom and build your foundation and just keep it there. You know what I mean? Don't start doing like, oh, you know what? I got all these other things I can do. No. Set your goals, you know, set your foundation. And I think this is the biggest thing, man, my brother have in life is like, you know, so frustrating when we want to help people so much, you know, we want it more than they want it, you know, and a lot of times in life. And they just, when we see people are good and then they just jump or just start jumping around, you know, like, no, stick to the plan. Start from 1, go to 2, go to 3. You know what I mean? Don't be going from 2 to 100. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? You're not going to learn your lesson. You're not going to get a sound foundation. You need to go. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to touch on that, bro, because I know, you know, that's a frustrating thing. I mean, you and I both was talking about regarding, you know, velocity banking and finances as a whole.
Yeah, you do have to stick with the foundation. It's funny because me and him was talking to a family member, and every time, you know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna open up this store. Oh, I'm gonna do this right here, bro. Oh, I'm gonna go to here, bro. And then I'm gonna do this right. And you're like, whoa, you know, me and him both like, bro, you have to stick to the game plan. You're jumping past the blueprint and you don't made so many moves. I want to do this, I want to do that, and I'm gonna do this, that, and when we're like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm pretty sure you've seen people like that before. You're trying to tell them something and give them the foundation, and they're all over the place, you know? And we don't want you to be all over the place with this group. We want you to learn the core foundation, build off that, then you can branch out. You know, you don't have to do real estate. Real estate is my deal. You know, Michelle said, I don't have the money for real estate right now, so boy, I'm going to do Turo. You know, I have people that actually, same thing. The young man, he hasn't been on the call yet, but you know, he has a fleet of cars now. He put some on Turo. As Michelle got, you know, started doing Turo, but he also buy cars as the method that I just shared with y'all, and he sell cars. So he has cars on Turo, and he goes back and buy cars and sell them. Same method that I just said. You know, so you know, you don't just build off your foundation. Learn to leverage your credit. Learn to have everything up, and then we can go to anywhere. You can go anywhere you want to go. And I'm telling y'all, if I can do this, y'all can do this. I'm telling you, it's just that simple. And I know it gets scary, like, oh, this is too good to be true. And it is too good to be true. Because we were taught to think differently about our money. And now that we're seeing the success, it's like, it's scary. It is scary because now you have more access to more funding. You have access to better credit. You have access to so many things. You look financially sexy. Now you start questioning yourself, what do I do with it? What do I do with it all? And you know what I mean? Like, what if I mess it up? What if I lose it? But I promise you, being the coaches here, we're going to guide you. We're not going to let you fail, okay? I have a lot of movement behind me, so y'all got to forgive me.
Just want to make sure, too, we don't ever want to end the call without acknowledging your counterpart, your support, Miss Joy DeMary. Just tell her we said hello and happy belated birthday. She just had a birthday that just passed. So we want to wish her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She said, thank y'all for
Birthday,
she said,
Joy.
thanks for everybody telling she look
Happy
like
birthday,
Happy birthday.
Joy. We love you guys. Thank you.
So, yeah, with that being said, it is 9:45. We do appreciate your
Happy
patience.
birthday.
And I hope y'all got some motivation out of this. I didn't do my PowerPoint this week, so I'll save it for next week. That means my homework is done for the week. So, but I definitely, Rochelle and them, we'll be able to speak tomorrow. And everybody else, I love you all. Y'all have a blessed weekend and week.
Thanks for being on, Samuel.
Yes, thank you for being on tonight.
Oh, let me tell you about this dude.
Not a problem.
So, guess why he's on now? So he's been working on his job. How old? 15 years?
17.
17 years as a registered nurse at a hospital. So he quit. He resigned.
Congrats, Jeff. Congrats. From one nurse
Thank you.
to the other. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I'll say he quit. He just gave him a nice notice.
Nice.
I had to give him 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that's the goal. I think everybody in this line want to tell their 9 to 5 goodbye. So you just inspired me.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
But
To bounce off that, before we leave, I will say financial freedom will provide you a peace of mind, and that is something that you cannot put money on. So keep that in mind as you think about the program or whether or not to join it. When you are financially free, there's an amount of freedom and there's an amount of peace that you have that surpasses any amount of anything of money. So just keep that in mind.
All right.
And I would say keep the focus on
coming through here. Go ahead, Danielle.
And I would say so that what my sister said. I'll say, keep your focus on, the guy above or the spirit above, and also your family. You know what I mean? Because that's going to be your number one driving point. Even though they can be your number one enemy at the same time. If your focus, your brain is on actually family, and and your spiritual being that's greater than yourself, that's going to take you far. You concentrate on all those other things. The luxuries will come later. You know what I mean? But if you concentrate on that, you go far with this. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And just one more note that we do have a teen call that that happens. I think it's twice a month for the teens.
Yes, every 2 weeks we have a youth call. Yeah, I'm like team. Yeah, I thought you were saying team at first. Yeah, a youth call. We have a youth call every 2 weeks.
Every other week, right? So if you know young people, what's that age group? It ends at 20. What is it?
18 to 25.
17
17, 25.
17 to 25.
If you know anybody that falls in that age bracket and they can benefit from this, because that's really the time when we want to get them started with this, please reach out to Rosie and reach out and let them reach out to her, because it's definitely going to also benefit them as well. We know that some of the youth in that program right now are almost in the 800 club, and you're 20 years old. And they've only been doing the program for a very short period of time. So this is not just for adults. We have a youth program as well. So if you know
$20 for our youth, $20. We're making
anybody. Yeah, we make it reasonable for them. And not only that, it teaches them responsibility. So if you know anybody that's in that age group from 17 to 25, please have them reach out. Please have them get and become a part of this program, because we really want our children to be ahead of the game and not trying to catch up 10 years later, trying to, be up there when we can get them ready now.
I had my meeting with this youth this week, and thank you, Rosie, as my reminder every 2 weeks. For some reason, my calendar has the wrong time, and Rosie's like, "No, it's right now." I'm like, "Oh, let me get off this thing." But so all the kids are, just to give y'all, I'm calling them kids because they're like my babies, but all the kids have moved all their debts over to their lines of credit. Everybody scores past the 700, pushing the 800 club. I am very, very proud of them. They have been my success story. All of y'all are my success story, but they have really, really excelled, and I am so proud of them. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
That's wonderful what you guys are doing. You're helping the world. I
I'm
wish more
trying.
people would come. We had a lot of people we invited support and it just didn't happen tonight, but that's okay. We'll just keep planting the
On their
seeds.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
Listen,
come.
one
They'll come.
person at a time. One person at a
Yeah.
time. My goal is to have 500 by the end of this year. We're behind.
Get
Well,
there.
listen, it's not really behind. It just didn't happen yet. So I'm not
That's
gonna
all.
say we
Yeah.
behind. It just didn't happen yet.
So I
Yeah.
hope y'all all help me manifest that to reality and keep sharing on y'all social media accounts. My family, Danielle, Jeff, Frankie, our whole family is about helping people, and I'm pretty sure, well, everybody on this call about helping people succeed, and I just want to see everybody succeed. So definitely keep sharing on your social media accounts, keep spreading the word out, keep talking your messages. Michelle, I know that you had your conversation. I said this before. People are watching. So even though you gave that message and you try to tell her what to do, and she wasn't receptive at that time, she's watching. I've had people that I never thought would reach out to me. I mean, people that's doing full rehabs, come to find out they're using private money, their credit score is tanked. Now they're asking me to help them build business credit and their personal credit. So you never, ever, ever know who's watching. So just keep doing what you're doing, and they'll come around. Trust me, when they really need help, you'll see their face again.
They will. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna end this call because we could probably go on all night.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
This is how we used to be, y'all.
I know. I tried to get this thing 3 times, but we just couldn't let go. But we're letting go right now. It's over.
Yeah, we used to be on the
Where's Brian tonight? He would have
I
had.
don't even know. I don't think he on here tonight. Yeah, we used to be
And
on
he
this
didn't
thing
come
to like.
on tonight. He won the money last week and he ain't show up this week.
Oh, we didn't even do that this
He
week.
went to Vegas.
We didn't even do that this week. I have some questions for us this week. I'll save them for next week.
We
Then
can
how
save
about
it
that?
for next week.
All right,
So,
man.
guys, it's so
Good night,
great
everyone.
for spending this time with us. And like always, we love you from the Debt Weapon Programs from the bottom of our hearts. And we'll see you all next week. And invite people.
Okay.
Thank you,
Night.
guys.
Have a good night.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Night, everyone.